We are the true masters of the earth sphere.
Two down.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Sleepwalker, the man who walks through dreams, possibly even yours. We are back with episode 26 of the 2 Deaf Podcast. So go ahead and open that time portal and get out that Super Famicom, because we are about to slap sticks with Donkey Kong. We have some other guests here. They may also want to speak. We'll see.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is John, aka J Poet. We are on episode 26, and we are going to dive into some Nintendo. What's up, everybody?
What's up, Matt? Did you want to talk? I'm sorry.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me back, guys. I really appreciate it. This is gonna be an episode that is close to my heart, man, because Nintendo is really was what got me into video games in the first place.
You know, I think
I'm excited to talk about it.
I think we could say that about, I think a lot of people could say Nintendo is what they started with. At least people in like me and John's age and stuff like that. Nintendo is probably what you started with. You know, like,
yeah, I think I'm like at the young end of your generation.
Oh yeah, see,
like I grew up playing the 1980 console. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Nintendo is I think it's a close place in most gamers' hearts around our generation.
Yeah, so, you know, except for people who try to throw a tournament, and Nintendo has a space in the cease and desist area for Nintendo right there. Anyways,
yeah.
What have you guys been?
I heard a funny story.
Well, what do you?
Go ahead.
Before we do that, what have you guys been playing? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
I have been playing God of War.
Yeah.
And
how are you liking it, man?
Finally jumped into that. I am loving it, man. It is freaking awesome.
Where are you at right now? Like, how far have you got?
I'm not very far. I just got done seeing the magical dragon for the first time.
Okay.
Like, are you talking about the world serpent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Jormungand. Yeah.
I may be 4 hours in or 3 hours in or something like that. So.
Yeah, you're not far.
Oh, dude, you are in for a treat, brother. Keep playing. It's
and I've been playing a little bit of some more. Trying to finish it up. I'm actually at Bowser's Bowser now, I believe, on Super Mario Odyssey. Because of this podcast, I wanted to try to beat it before the podcast, but I wasn't able to do it. So,
yeah, you're not missing much. You know, it's a pretty fun level, but you know, Mario isn't really deep in the story content. What I've been playing is Hyrule Warriors. I picked it back up because I wanted to play Persona 5. What's it called? Strikers. And I really wanted to play.
Are you playing the new Hyrule Warriors, like the?
Yeah. What's it called? Age of Calamity or whatever. Yeah, I'm playing the Age of Calamity. Yeah. So I went back to play that because it's like I wanted to play Persona 5 Strikers, but they said you'd have to pay the Ultimate Edition to play it on Friday. And I'm not going to pay $10 extra so I can play it early. No. I could just wait 4 days. That's ridiculous. Anyways,
you can just play the Hyrule game.
Yeah, there you go.
Way better.
What are you playing, Matt?
You know, I'll be honest with you guys. What I've been playing recently. So you know, we've talked about this. D&D is like have consumed my life at this point. I'm so like nerdy, hyped about it. So honestly, Game Pass, they just released Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Downloaded that. Made a monk playing that. It's about the closest you're going to get to D&D video game.
Nice.
And I'll be honest, man, I am super hyped about Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Oh, yeah.
They released it like a couple days ago.
I saw that. That was dope.
Like, just the trailer. I signed up for the alpha, beta, like the alpha testing shit. And I'm just like, dude, Diablo's pretty close to D&D. Mm-hmm. I just happened to be, hey, I'm going to look on the Switch. They still have that Diablo 3. It was 50% off. So I got Diablo 3 with all the DLCs for $30.
Wow.
And that's the last game I played. I've been like,
Added fact, just as you throw it in here. What up, Wayne? Yeah, everybody still loves Diablo too. But added fact, I think I've gotten my parents to be in on a D&D game. I think I'm going to get my family to do a D&D game.
Oh wow!
Bro,
Are you gonna be
I
the
will.
dungeon
I
master?
will be. I will.
Hey.
I'll DM. I'll
Well,
DM.
one at a time. One at a time. You, John.
I said, are you going to be the dungeon master?
Yes, I am dungeon mastering. I'm going to dungeon
Oh
master.
wow!
But if that's just if everybody else wants to play it. I think we're my mom and dad said they want to play it. I think Stefan would be down to it. So we can see if Vic and Francesca want to play, and then I'm going to DM, and it's just the way that we could get together because during this whole pandemic and everything like that, we can't really get together and stuff. So I wanted maybe something we could do online that we can all play together.
Oh, you're going to do? Are you going to get a Foundry membership or what?
I'm thinking about it. We're gonna see where we go. I mean, I don't know how much that costs or anything like that. But if I get a Foundry membership, I might have talked to Jeremiah about it.
Yeah, I think you said it was like $50 for a lifetime thing.
Well, lifetime, that sounds good because if I get a lifetime membership, I can set up a board and make it a lot easier for them to play.
And you can go buy.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You can go buy the book too and just follow. Just strictly follow the campaign. You know what I mean? You could just. You don't have to get too into it because I mean you're in the same boat as me where we haven't even finished our first campaign yet. So taking on a DM that's quite the undertaking.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I was born for it. I feel like there's a Matt Mercer inside of me, and he plays Levi on Attack of Titan. That's who he plays inside of me.
Release your inner Matt Mercer, son.
All right then, but enough talk about that. You guys get to see that Direct, the Nintendo Direct?
Man.
What's your ideas about it, John? What's your thoughts?
Man, I was sorely disappointed. It seemed like it was a whole lot of like remakes or downloadable content kind of thing, or expansion pack kind of situations of games that already exist. It's to me, and I'm not trying to take anything away from this game because the first one was fun as hell, and Matt actually gave me this idea. If Mario Golf is the most exciting freaking announcement on it, it's like you need to just pack your shit up and go home.
Dude,
Mario Golf's dope though.
Toadstool Tour for the GameCube was one of the best golf. It's like the best golf video game. Screw
I'm not trying to disrespect
and all that.
I was there was a couple games that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting or whatever, but it just it did not move the needle for me at all.
Oh yeah, I was actually expecting a lot of other games that just didn't do it all, and then I think Donkey did the funniest video on it when he was just saying, "All right, Bayonetta 3, Bayonetta 3," and then it would just be like, it would just be some weird
Mario Odyssey 2.
like dude, like he was just waiting.
Breath 4.
Breath of the Wild 2, maybe. Nah, but I tell you what, there were two games that I did like, and that was Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter Rise, which is coming out soon. I'm really thinking about getting that, and I hope you guys get it so we can have a hunting party.
It doesn't hit me, dude. I'm not excited. That was one of the most. That's not. I was not excited about it at all.
Yeah, you don't like.
I'll be honest with the Direct. I had 3 things that I was excited about.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my one. Let me finish my other one. I had one more, and that was No More Heroes 3. Now, if you play No More Heroes 1 and 2, you know that No More Heroes is a very niche game, and that only people who have played it know what the hell it's about. But I love No More Heroes. It's just the most ridiculous game ever. Like, it throws literally everything you could think of in anime, and it just throws it in the game, and has a big stupid feel, and honestly, I love it.
I've heard the same thing. Like, I've never played any of the games, but everybody that I know that's played it and like it, tell me the same thing.
Yeah.
It makes you want to, torrent, or I don't know, try to find a copy of the old ones.
They released the first 2 for on Switch. So if you wanted to play it, I don't suggest you do. I don't suggest you do. It's awful. Nowadays, it's going to be so horrible because the controls are going to suck. But
you know who you're talking to. Like I shine on playing games that are outdated. So.
Well, what are your 3 from
I'll tell you, I was. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think the 3 favorite things: Mario Golf, super excited. I don't even like golf. It's like one of my least favorite sports. But when Mario's doing it, I'm down.
Mhm.
The other, honestly, I've beaten every single 3D Zelda game that's came out except for Skyward Sword, and now I have a chance to finally beat it again
In
with
HD.
like on Switch in HD. I'm super excited for that. And
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, man. Uh, what is the game called? It's losing me.
Was it the two people who made
The Square
Octopath?
Enix game that yeah, it's kind of like a in the same kind of vein.
Is Octopath?
Octopath
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
game. Uh, it's like Final Fantasy Tactics, but
Yeah.
for the new generation.
They got
And
demo
it
up.
looks super intriguing, dude. I plan on playing it, dude. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet.
Oh yeah, play that demo. It's dope.
It looks cool as hell, dude. Like it surprised me. It looks goofy. Like a lot of people aren't into that kind of stuff, but like the JRPG type thing. But
it's definitely
it's a beautiful made game. It looks beautiful, and I love tactical.
It's definitely something you got to be into. Like you had to be into it back in the day to be able to play it now, because a lot of people don't like the whole pixel art of the JRPGs back in the day and the little chibi characters and stuff. You kind of had to be into it back in the day to do it now.
I'm a big tactics fan, like Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's just like a love letter to any fans of that game.
Well,
I'm excited.
Well, speaking of Nintendo, we have some anniversaries coming up here. Well, actually happening right now. But you know how anniversaries like stretch over 2 years when it comes to products and stuff like that. Like, Disney had their 25th anniversary for like 5 years straight. So I think the anniversary coming up for this is, well, 3. One they didn't even want to talk about right now, but I think the first one we're going to talk about is the Mario anniversary. And I think with what we're going to do with these anniversaries, I'd like all of us to give us at least 2 of our favorite out of the Mario series.
Real quick before we get into this, there's something I wanted to say, but I don't want to interrupt. So the things that I was looking forward to the most out of this direct was even if it was just a teaser. I don't have to have gameplay or anything, any real meat, but I was really wanting to see a teaser for Breath of the Wild 2, or it's also Metroid's anniversary, and I'd really love to see that. But I will say this, that this whole Nintendo episode has really made me realize how freaking much of a fossil I am. I was explaining to Emerson about Mario, and she knows Mario because she likes Mario Kart and all this kind of stuff. And I was explaining to her about how old he is, and how he was one of the first video game characters, and this and that, and just talking about how old he is. And then come to find out it's on the 35th anniversary, and I'm 35. So I am just as old as Mario.
You're Mario. You're basically Mario, but instead of being a plumber, you climb telephone poles. Actually, I'm pretty sure Mario probably did that at some point.
Oh, dude, I could see Mario, just like John, coming out in like slippers and a robe.
Mario working for the AT&T.
He's got like a 5 o'clock shadow.
He just like jumps directly to the top of the pole. Woohoo!
But I will say this. Sleep. Me and you were talking on the phone the other day, and I was bringing this up. Is it also doing this episode? My childhood seemed to be Nintendo games. I grew up on Nintendo and all this. But it made me realize. So I played Mario 1, 2, and 3. Beat all them. And I played some Super Mario World, but not like the other ones. And then I played Super Mario 64, and I haven't played a 3D Mario game since then, before Odyssey, and I'm just about done with it. So, in all reality, I've played 5 Mario games.
So
I never played.
You
Mario
never played
Galaxy.
Sunshine. You never played Galaxy.
Never played Sunshine. Never played Paper Mario. I never played anything.
Man, dude.
These are great games, dude.
If I were to get my top Marios. If I were to give my top Marios, and these aren't even my favorite, just like I think are the best Marios. If it were 2D, I would say Super Mario World. Super Mario World kills it. It's just probably a little bit better than 3 because of the added mechanics.
I have to go with the 2D version. I have to go with Yeah, there were some added mechanics. I will say, if I had to go through the 2D versions, I would say 3 just because of nostalgia reasons.
Yeah.
And plus, Mario 3 was also like the only real video game my dad ever played through. And like he used to literally make us. He used to make us go to bed early so he could sit up in our loft and play Mario 3.
I will never forget in my room peeking through my door while my dad is still in his post office uniform in like World 8 of Mario Brothers 3. And when you're young, you think you're like real sneaky, and the parents have these like extra sensory perception. He didn't even look behind me. I just look. He was like, didn't even look. Oh, like he beat that game before I ever had a chance to even try to.
He
got on us. He's like, video games are toys. It's stupid.
Yeah, my mom
He was the best.
My mom is the same. Go ahead, John.
Oh, I was about to say, just to talk about my dad some more. It's just funny. It's bringing back a lot of memories. He got so mad playing Super Mario 3 one time. He was sitting on the floor with his back against the wall. And, my dad's a big dude. He's like me. And he's sitting down with his back against the wall, and he died or something. And he got so mad, he pushed himself backwards and put a big-ass hole in our wall.
See, I don't even answer. It's like my mom was probably addicted to Mario 1. She wouldn't play that in any amount. She would kick us all off the TVs so she could play Mario 1 and Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario was one thing she really loved. I used to make made-up songs to Dr. Mario because of they had a pretty good soundtrack, so I would try to make words to it. And one time I said a blatant cuss word while my mom was playing it. And then she just went ahead and she went ahead and just took me onto the back.
And just impact with it.
But
we're talking about our favorite Mario games, and me, dude. I have 3 Mario tattoos at this point. Like, when it comes to gaming franchises, Mario is my it's the top for me. Mm-hmm. Not only because it's what got me into video games, but it's just like, dude, down the line, every Mario game, maybe except for like Mario is Missing or something like that, they're all fantastic games.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a bad Mario game.
My top 2, and I'm gonna be honest with you, man. 2D, I'm gonna do 2D. Mario Bros. 3 is the best 2D Mario Bros. Game, hands down, in my opinion.
So Super Mario Brothers World, guys. Super Mario Brothers World.
Super Mario World was cool, but 3 was just I don't know. It's just personally, dude. 3 is just more fun. I had more fun playing that game.
Super Mario World is a victim of its timing. The time that it came out.
It's a great game. It's fantastic.
Just towards the end of that genre of the 2D games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Super Nintendo doing the high def 2D and everything like that.
Super Nintendo game. It was Super Mario World. That was like, this is the new Mario.
But 3D,
it had a lot of cool features. You can like throw shells upwards. You had Yoshi. A lot of cool stuff. You could do the spin jump. But Mario Bros. 3 was simple. It was the simple mechanics mastered. Like the mechanics of Mario 1, and they just mastered it. It's fantastic.
Well, I would say that
I have to say. Let me my second one. I'll let you continue here. 3D wise, and I have to be honest, man. Mario Odyssey, dude. I love 64. Love Sunshine. I have not played a game like when Odyssey came out. It moved me. Like it was just such. It was like the quintessential. Like Mario is doing it.
Well, as far as 3D, I have a different opinion. And I liked Odyssey. I beat Odyssey. I liked it. I think Galaxy was better. I think Galaxy was a better game.
Hey, I respect it, man. I love Galaxy. It didn't get enough credit, man.
Galaxy, exactly. It just kind of went a little under the radar. And honestly, I thought it was one of the most awesome Marios. It had a wonderful soundtrack. It had like different physics than any other game because it did space physics and stuff like that, which just kind of added a new dynamic and it added new hats and power-ups. And that was the one thing that I didn't like about Mario Odyssey is the fact that I didn't get the power-ups that I'm used to, even though it kind of did sometimes in its own little way. But like putting a hat on different enemies and using them, that was cool. But I missed the power ups. I wanted the fire flower and the flying hat and the metal hat and stuff like that from like 64, and like I thought that stuff was cooler.
You just got to take over the right animal.
Yeah.
Have you guys played 3D World?
Yes. 3D World's pretty dope. 3D World's dope. Go ahead.
I have a different opinion than both of you. I freaking love Odyssey. It is awesome. It is definitely an amazing game. They definitely kind of redone kind of a basic concept that made it cool again. I really like Odyssey. It's really cool. But my favorite Mario game has to be Super Mario 64. Yeah. Not only nostalgia purposes, but also, that was the first 3D Mario, and it was ahead of its time, bro. It was so awesome.
John, do you remember when Uncle James bought the 64, and it was me and you and like Justin, our cousins, and we were in the living room at Meemaw's house, and he like convinced them to hook the 64 up to their.
What?
At the time was like the best TV they had in the house. It was like a 45-inch TV, and we first saw 64.
Oh man,
like the most. I'll never forget it. Like,
what's up, Dad? Man, you just missed us talking about you. You must had your ears burned. We were talking about you and your addiction to Super Mario Brothers 3. But for you guys remember in Mario 64, like how you could like it showed like during the loading screen or whatever, it showed his face, and you could like click on his nose and like bring it over here.
Yeah,
you can stick it. You can do like all this weird stuff.
But I remember that game just blew my mind. Just like and we'll get into this.
It was
with some
the
of these
first real 3D game.
And we'll get into this. We'll get into this with some of the other games in games we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But the Nintendo 64 was like the golden era for Nintendo, in my opinion. It was just like, man, I had so many memories on that 64, and that Super Mario 64 was so awesome. You could, when you did the triple jump, you're like, Yahoo! Yippee!
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Is it?
Like,
dude, Mario didn't have a voice until that game.
Yeah, it's true. That's the first time he ever had a voice. But check it. As much as I love 64, it can't hold the crown. It just can't. Like it's too old.
So what does hold the crown?
What does hold the crown? I would say Odyssey.
See, that's what I'm feeling, man. It took 64 started a thing. Yeah. Sunshine. When I pushed to play that, I thought it was going to be stupid with the whole like water gun mechanics. That game was dope. They took the weird ass concept, but they really mastered the 3D Mario with Odyssey. I feel it took the best of all the 3D games and all of the different incarnations of the 3D Marios and just like threw it all into one awesome like
with that
smorgasbord stuff. It was great, man.
Now, with that being said, I have to say I have a complaint about the Mario 3D collection. I think that is the most shameless cash grab I've ever seen because they didn't improve anything. They just slapped it on. Like they didn't HD it. They didn't do anything. They just
played it.
They just slapped it on. Yeah, like I played it. It's the same game. Like Mario 64.
I haven't played it yet, man. I thought it was supposed to be.
It's the same game. Like it's the same.
Super 3D remastered stuff.
No, not the 3D collection. I think maybe Super Mario 3D World might. Well, that already looked good. But if you're gonna talk about like Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine and Galaxy, they look the same. They have not been altered at all. And I think that's
kind of sad. Man.
Come on, Nintendo. Like, please try. They don't have to though. Nintendo doesn't have to try. They know they got you. They got you. Like, they know you're waiting for Metroid Prime 4, which you'll never see in your life. It's never happening.
They teased it in 2017.
Never.
Still waiting.
Never happened.
Yeah, I think, man, the same thing had happened with Breath of the Wild. Like, they teased it, and it was like 5-6 years later before they actually released it.
That'll probably happen, though.
Everybody being so bitchy and like complaining when they were going to release this game.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they took all the time they needed to release it.
Yeah, you don't
So
want
it
to.
ended up on Cyberpunk.
We'll get to Zelda here in a little bit.
No, yeah, let's continue, man.
So moving on from Mario, another tidbit. I know this isn't huge as far as our fan base goes, but another anniversary happened this year, and it's going to be the Pokemon 25th anniversary.
Oh boy,
Catching them all.
So I will start off by saying this: Pokemon. I'm a little bit too old for it. I guess it was. I remember back when the Pokemon cards were big or whatever.
bro. You don't remember? You played the game, dude. You had blue, and I had red.
Let me get. I know. Let me get to it.
All right, no, I'm done.
Okay, so I remember when the Pokemon cards were out or whatever, and I was into it because it was a hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were trading them. You try to get like a rare card and sell it and get money or whatever. Like, I was just too old for it. I remember I used to help Matt. I used to go and intimidate the neighborhood kids so they would trade Matt good trades. And he would get like hologram cards and shit.
Yo, you better trade your Venusaur for his Cubone. You know what's good for you. I remember that, dude.
But I so like what Matt was alluding to earlier is that I did play the Game Boy games, and if I remember correctly, I got the red one. Matthew got the blue one.
No. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, if I'm wrong, correct me after I'm done. It might be vice versa. But I the way I remember it is I got the red one, he got the blue one. We both beat the ones we got, and then we traded. And then he played the red one, I played the blue.
And we both had Game Boy Colors, and we had the trading cord. Like, all you young listeners right now, all you young people, you don't know what that's about. We literally just like games, I remember there was a point where we had set up to where we both had all three starters, like on our games.
Oh,
like
so
we had.
I played those two and I enjoyed that. Like those Pokemon games on the Game Boy, I loved those games. Those were awesome. And then the only other Pokemon game I've ever played, and I only played it, briefly. It was fun for a little bit. Was that Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead.
I played that for a little while, but so those three Pokemon games are really the only ones I've ever played. But
Well, the Pokemon game I played, because I'd never really played Pokemon. I've only played one Pokemon game, and that was Pokken. Yes, the Tekken version of Pokemon, the fighting game. I played that, and I have to say, not bad. It could be better. As a fighter, it's like it's got more depth than like Naruto Ninja Storm or all those anime arena fighters and stuff like that. It's got more depth than that, but it's still kind of like lacking, and it doesn't really have enough characters. I don't know. I haven't played in a while. Maybe it's gotten a lot more. But Pokken's the only thing I've really played other than watching the anime for a short amount of time.
now, Matt, you were pretty into Pokemon there for a little bit, bro.
Dude. So this is one, and we're talking about Nintendo right now, Pokemon Anniversary. Here's one I don't think we've even touched on that is coming out. I don't know when it is coming out, but one of my favorite Pokemon games on the 64 was Pokemon Snap. And it was,
really?
Dude, that game, it was literally a rail photo game. And that game was awesome, dude. You got to go through these tracks multiple times. Like there was progression, and if you knew the secrets, if you threw the right things, you can get the nice photos. Eventually, you're like in space. You can capture Mew through like. Dude, that game is dope. They're finally making.
I played that. I think when you were super into that, I played it a few times.
We rented it from Roadrunner.
I do remember that game. I forgot all about that game.
But
it seems stupid, but dude, it's really fun. Just take pictures.
I have always been and what's up, Austin? I didn't want to say no. What's up, Austin, in the chat and everybody else? But I have to say, I have always been amazed at the popularity of that game because it's just taking pictures, but everybody loved it. It was a smash hit when it came out. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't made another one.
No, here's a good example.
Shout out to Wayne.
Have you guys ever played Beyond Good and Evil?
Yes.
So that was a part of that game. You snap photos of things.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Wayne. He just said Pokemon Snap. That's his first game that he had over 100 hours played in.
Jeez.
That's a lot of freaking time.
I'm right there with you, bro.
You ought to be a fucking photographer by now, bro. Like, what the hell?
Oh man,
That's why I'm excited about Pokemon Snap 2.
They don't let you use Photoshop in it.
If I gotta pay $60 for it, I'm gonna wait for it to be discounted, probably. Yeah. But I want to play.
Now, there's another game, and it's a little bit off from. It's not Pokemon, but I have to say that just came out. There was a remake, Super Ghouls and Goblins. Just had a
remake.
Yeah, a more updated 3D remake, and it actually looks pretty good. And they put in.
Here's the game for you.
They put in an easy mode, which is phenomenal because if you ever played Super Ghouls and Goblins, that game broke your face. I don't know many people who ever beat it.
Like now you can lose and look like a badass.
Yeah, you can look like a badass. But back to Pokemon. But I just had to say that Super Ghouls and Goblins, everybody, it's there.
Is it on Switch? Is that on Switch?
Yeah, it's Switch only, I think.
Yeah, hey, real quick interjection. I will say, going back to our first conversation about the Direct. I don't know why this reminded me of this, but one of the games that did look good, that's kind of a mindless fun game, is that new Plants vs. Zombies that's coming out. That looked pretty cool.
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah.
Oh, is it like Garden Warfare or some shit like that, or is it different from that one?
No, is it like the original Plants vs. Zombies, where it's like a tower
it looked like the original. It's just in a different place. I forget what it was called. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but it was just like a new Plants vs. Zombies title. That is a fun.
It got kind of crazy. They had it was like a third-person shooter game. They had.
Well, check it. Plants vs. Zombie was one of the more original. What's it called?
Puzzle game.
No. Where you have to pay a lot. You have to pay for stuff like a gotcha game, kind of like
mobile. Yeah.
Yeah, that mobile. They were the first to do the whole microtransaction thing pretty hard. But if you wanted to enjoy the game, you kind of needed to spend a little money.
Yeah, it was sad, but you don't have to. The game's still fun, but yeah, I played it and I got to a little later levels, and it's like maybe you should just pay $5, get some extra fucking man, and be like,
yeah. I bought a samurai once.
It's just $5. Something gets.
But anybody,
do you want to be a winner?
Do we have anything else to say about Pokemon? Because if not, then we should probably move on to Zelda.
Let's do it.
Well, Garden Warfare is the 3D PS. The PS
it's the third.
Oh, it's the third person. Oh, bruh, I read that so wrong. That was the most dyslexic thing I've ever done on air. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Zelda, the 35th anniversary. And honestly, I really wanted Breath of the Wild 2 too, but they put out Skyward Sword in HD. And that's, it's pretty good. Honestly, I think that's fine. I wasn't really asking for it, nor do I really care. But still,
yeah.
I think it's, I think it's good for anybody who never really got the chance to play it on the last system.
And it's one of those things. I feel like I'm one of those rare people. I've talked to people.
I'll get some water real fast.
And they're not at all excited about that. But when I played it, I really enjoyed that game. It was, the limitations it had was, you had to use the Wii remote. It was a motion control thing. But they got it now where you don't even have to use motion control. They have it, you could play it with just a controller. Well, I will say I didn't know how they were going to do it, but it's a great game. It's actually the first in the chronological, in the story of all the Zelda games. It is the first Zelda. It's the first in the storyline.
The oldest, yeah. I will say that I played Skyward Sword, and the reason that I'm not excited about it is kind of what you alluded to, is that was one of the first. When the Nintendo Wii came out, they were trying all kinds of revolutionary, kind of risky things, and Skyward Sword was one of them. And I just couldn't get behind using the Wii remote. I just didn't think it worked well.
It took a while
you swing your
to get
sword,
used to, but once I
it
got
didn't
used to
swing
it,
when you told it to swing.
They actually made a better one. They actually made a more responsive Wii remote.
You had to have the Wii the Motion Plus.
Yeah.
And it worked with that.
Yeah, they had a more responsive Wii remote that actually worked better with it, but still.
Certain enemies you have to strike in a certain direction. Like, you have to swing it horizontal or diagonal or vertical. I don't know. It was different. I was at like the second to last temple, about to beat the game, and the motion bar sensor cord got like chewed up by that cleaner, and I was not able to beat it. Like, can't play Switch anymore, or can't play Wii anymore.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to drop. If I were to think the best Zelda out of the 3D ones, I want to go ahead and say it's Breath of the Wild. Now, I know that might be controversial, but I want you to look in your hearts because you know it's true.
It's not.
Really. You know it's better. You know it's better. You know it's better than Ocarina of Time. You know it's better than what's it called? Twilight Princess. You know it's better than Skyward Sword. You do.
That's arguable.
All right. Well.
Can I interject? This is what I.
Yo, guys.
What is the?
Y'all need to talk one person at a time, bro. For real.
No, I was waiting for him to finish. It's my turn. So what? When you ask me what's the best Zelda game, like probably the best one as far as like mechanics, polished, Breath of the Wild. I agree, but favorite, that's a different story. I love Breath of the Wild, but I'm sorry, man. And you guys are gonna be like, "What?" I love Ocarina of Time, but Wind Waker is probably my favorite Zelda game that I've ever played.
Wind Waker.
That game was Wind Waker was awesome, dude. It killed it for me, dude. Like I loved it.
Wind Waker is acceptable. I do think that's a incredible game. I just feel like Breath of the Wild.
Ocarina of Time is one of the greatest games ever. But
hey, so listen, guys, listen. Instead of giving your favorite, everybody go around and give your top 3.
Okay.
okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and start. I'm gonna go Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, and Link Between Link in Time. I think. What is it? Is it Link Between Worlds or is it what's
the Super Nintendo one?
Yeah, the Super
Link
Nintendo.
To the Past?
Link to the Past. Yes, Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid answer. I would have to say Breath of the Wild, not in this order, but Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker. Definitely.
Where you?
I would say Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, and Majora's Mask.
Really?
Yeah, Majora's Mask.
Really? Majora's Mask?
It was good.
I liked the whole 3 days to save the world, and it was like Groundhog Day, and you restarted it over. I just thought it was cool.
It was interesting, and you became like you could play as a Goron or Zora or like a Deku, like yeah.
I will say a close fourth for me. A close fourth for me would be Twilight Princess. It was kind of like the emo Zelda game. You know what I mean? It was kind of
a little darker, than the other. But I'll tell you what, I don't know if you beat that. Probably had the coolest last boss because the thing is, you fought Ganon first, and then you just fought Ganondorf in a sword fight. That was the last boss. You just fought him straight up in a sword fight, and it was hard.
Oh no, that's what I loved about Wind Waker.
Yeah, you fought him in a sword fight.
There was no Ganon in that game. It was just Ganondorf.
Yeah, and
he was real as like you. He was like parrying, dodging, like you had to be. I think your P's and Q's.
I honestly think best Ganon is Ganondorf when he's just normal because he has the better boss fight. Because when it's Ganon, you're just basically running from him and waiting for the giant glowy spot to show up so you can hit it. And that's kind of Ganon, and it's like, that's not really fun as Ganondorf, where you actually have to try a little to get him.
Now, what do you guys feel about this? You've all beaten Breath of the Wild, right?
No.
Right. I have.
I'm basically at the end. I've just done every side
The
quest.
boss fight in Breath of the Wild is it's one of the like cheapest cop outs. It's easy as shit. You're literally just like riding on a horse, or I think you're riding a horseback, just shooting stuff. Like it's not. It's
Oh, you talking about Calamity Ganon?
yeah, like at the very end, like you fight him, and then if you got all the divine beasts and stuff, it's easy.
Yeah,
it was easy.
At the very end,
The
you on a horseback shooting arrows at him. It's just like super.
The electricity
you cut out a little.
electricity one was the hardest one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, lightning blight or lightning blight Ganon. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he was, because if you got all the divine beasts, they would just literally take half his life bar for you, and then you go ahead and finish the rest. And like honestly, I think Ganon is usually the worst fight in all of Zelda, and I think like a lot of other fights but him are really good. You know, like when you have to fight Agamemnon, like when you have to fight Agamemnon in what's it called, Hyrule Warriors.
Bonga.
But Hyrule Warriors, when you have to fight Agamemnon and Hyrule Warriors, it's actually a damn good fight because it's close. Because Hyrule Warriors doesn't have the same kind of mechanics as Zelda, so you have to dodge, you have to like deflect and do all this. It's a dope ass fight, but usually those fights are a lot. But yeah, and Bongo, that was a good one. There's a lot of other ones too. Most of them not in Breath of the Wild.
The water temple was the fucking worst game temple in the Zelda game.
It was unnecessary. Like the water temple.
If you had a strategy guide, it's actually quite easy. If you're told where to go, if you're trying to figure it out, dude, I first time I beat Legend of Zelda, I'll be honest, dude, I cheated. Ocarina of Time. I mean, I think John, I think it was you. I think you beat it before I did, and I was like, big brother, please beat this level for me. And you're like, all right, I got you. You like beat it for me. But then after that, I beat all the other temples. But it was just like, I don't know what to do.
So, let me say this. So, another thing that I realized when I was kind of looking into this episode is, all right, so if you ask me at any given time, my top 5 favorite video games of all time, there's going to be 2 Zelda titles on that list. You know, if you ask me my favorite franchises of all time, The Legend of Zelda is going to be on that list. But I just realized while doing this that I have actually only completed 2 Zelda games, and that was Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild. And in total, I have only played 6 Zelda games ever. And I never
you're lying, dude. Because you beat. I remember you beat Majora's Mask. I was there.
I saw you beat it.
I saw you beat it.
Well, you got 3 now, John. You got 3 now.
You got 3. You don't even remember it, but I saw you beat it.
Maybe my memory has left me. There you go. I got 3. Well, it makes sense of why that's one of my favorite Zelda titles. But I don't remember beating it. And I've played Twilight Princess and I've played Skyward Sword, but I never beat them. So it's kind of shocking to me how much weight I put on the Legend of Zelda when I've out of 35 titles of Zelda games, I've only actually beat 3 of them.
Yeah. I mean,
it's kind of crazy.
The thing is, Zelda's really spread out. There's a lot of them, and some of them, you probably never played. Like there was a co-op one on the Game Boy Color that was just garbage, and it was probably
I know what you're talking about. It was the 4 Swords or something like that.
Yeah, that was bad. And then there's like I forget.
Dude, there's some really good ones actually. The Hano ones. Was, through use of emulation, I have been able to actually play.
Yeah, Link's Awakening was another one.
Spirit Tracks on the DS is awesome. It's really good. I just never had a DS.
What was the one that we played on the Game Boy the same time that we had those Pokemon games?
Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
I didn't like that game. I remember you loving it.
That's one of the first. That's like
the first.
One of the first Zelda games I ever beat.
Like if you like that, then you play a Link to the Past, because that was peak Zelda in the old era, was Link to the Past.
That's like peak original Zelda.
Yeah.
style, like 2D. Yeah.
You
Link to
all
the Past
you
is-
all remember the gold cartridge for Zelda?
Oh, we had it. We had it. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
No, we had the one for we had the one for the NES, and then we had the one for the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. I never played it though. I never played the one on the NES much. I
Yeah.
just wasn't into it.
That was
I beat it.
Ocarina of Time is what got me hooked on Zelda, and it's still even. And it's again, to me, I guess nostalgia weighs a lot in my opinion, I guess. But Ocarina of Time is my favorite Zelda game of all time. I think Breath of the Wild is the best done. But my favorite, as far as fond memories playing it and everything like that, Ocarina of Time was just a magical thing for me.
Well, I got a question for you guys. If you could put Zelda in any other game type, let's say they change it up, because I've been wanting to change up Zelda for a while. One thing, I love Zelda, but I think the formula has grown kind of old. I know they try to change it in Breath of the Wild, but I would love them to maybe do a different format. What would you do if you were to change up Zelda? What format would you do? Not
I
Zelda.
have an answer for you immediately. Zelda, like you're playing as Link, but it's the same game style as like Onimusha 2, or like an Onimusha game.
So like a hack and slash
Like a hack
samurai.
and slash, but like story driven hack and slash.
Like a little survival horror elements in there and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you can like switch weapons.
That's
So I will say this. I hate to go Manila on you, but I don't think they should change it at all. I think it's a tried and true situation. I love the way it's set up. The only thing that I could change about it is to make it a more modern RPG. And I think Breath of the Wild, kind of went that way, but have more.
He's like,
I guess less
leveling up.
Well, no,
kind of stuff.
yeah, that or and this is part of just Nintendo in general. But I think one thing that is if it became more of a grown-up game, it became more serious, more dark and gritty. If the NPCs were more like Oblivion or one of these kind of games, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's more of an adult, gritty kind of situation.
loses the anime feel and goes for more of the hyper realistic.
I can see that.
Nintendo games are always
cool.
kind of kid, yeah.
Yeah, like I think my choice to change it up. Honestly, I think John, like I would do it like in the future, like I would do a future Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be so cool, dude.
Where you just do the same thing in kind of the same way, but you just level everything up to
Like
be.
what Final Fantasy did with Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah.
It was all like medieval shit. And then it was like, oh, we're gonna do it modern, like weird modern time.
Yeah, kind of like in a modern time. And Jedi Wong, you got Dark Souls version. The Dark Souls version, that would be dope. Of course, a lot of people would quit.
Open up the chest. You got a machine gun.
No. If you were
Link's got he's got a gat, bro.
if this was a Dark Souls version, almost every chest you open would be a mimic, and then try to kill it.
That would be a dope. That would be a dope game. Like that. Like,
Bro, I will
Zelda
say this,
Dark Souls.
Wayne. Bro, when the first, what were those? Damn, I can't remember it. Shit, what was the name of those giant freaking? Have horse legs and.
Oh, you mean Lionel's?
Lionel's.
Bro, I'll tell you what, Wayne. When I played Breath of the Wild, the first 20 times I came up against a Lionel, I felt like I was playing Dark Souls.
I got a feel with you. I just basically
Dude,
got
the
fed up.
First Lionel you run into via the mission, I fought him like 16 times.
Like I cheated.
I'm gonna kill him, and I eventually did.
I cheated. I went to go get an ancient arrow and just murked him. I just.
That's the first. Listen, no, seriously, the first Lionel that I ever beat, because I tried, I couldn't beat him. Finally, I was like, "Fuck this guy." I ran around him, ran from him, and then the first time
You're
I beat
supposed
one,
to sneak around and take the lightning arrows and leave.
well, the first time that I beat one was with an ancient arrow, but it didn't drop any loot. And the whole reason I was trying to kill the damn thing was get one of his hoofs or whatever to, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like,
yeah. Well, it was a fail safe. It was a fail safe. They know that arrow could kill him, and they left it in there so you didn't have to do it. But they knew that you wouldn't get the loot for it. So if you want the loot, you gotta fight him. But you can beat him. We left an option for you. But if you want the loot, you got to fight him. That's basically a game design of risk reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like which Zelda game? So I just talked about the 3 that I've beaten, and honestly, thanks, man. I didn't even remember that I actually beat Majora's Mask. I did in my mind. I remember getting
you helped me beat. You helped me beat it.
Well, I remember
It was.
getting far.
I remember. And Majora's Mask.
Hey.
It's like
Don't
it's
talk.
like the snow thing.
Guys, don't talk at the same time. Matt.
Oh,
Matt, sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead, Matt. Say what you're going to say, Matt.
No, I'm saying, like, I remember playing Majora's Mask, and you helped me beat when you have to use the Goron mask, and you're like in the fucking in like the like Alps or like the Arctic area, and you're the one that got me through that.
Yeah,
I remember that because I saw you beat it, and there's one of the times like, big brother, like again, I was like, I can't do it. Like, help me. After that,
it makes sense. It makes sense, but like I just for whatever reason I remember getting far in it, but for some reason I don't remember beating it. But I trust that I did beat it. I will take your word on it, good sir. But,
I saw you defeat Majora.
So the games that I've completed. What about you guys? How many Zelda titles have you completed?
Every single one I've played except for Breath of the Wild, where I'm just right there at the end and haven't played it.
The best one, son? The best one? Is
Yeah.
the only one you haven't beat?
All right, well, there's a lot of games I really love that I haven't beat. I still haven't beat Persona. I haven't beat The Witcher. Haven't beat... yeah, like, I haven't beat Dark Souls. Like, there's a lot of games I love that I haven't beat. But, once it gets long enough, like, the thing about Breath of the Wild was... I literally just did everything else. And so by the time I got to the last board, I'm like, I don't care. I just did everything. Like I just...
How many heart pieces? Like, how many heart pieces do I have? Oh, yeah, I'm great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I'm heart pieces off the, off the charts and everything like that.
Stop gambling?
Like,
again, things are great here.
It's what I call the RPG lull. When I
played Breath of the Wild, that I also...
Go ahead.
You guys cutting out, or are you not talking? Oh, okay.
No. What are you talking?
I have to say that when I played Breath of the Wild for the final, at the end of it, I actually was climbing and shit and found a way up on this bridge to get into the castle. And it wasn't like the regular way to get into the castle. And I like just went ahead and surfed.
You can enter the castle at any time if you do that.
You cut out a little.
Went around it. Instead of going through the regular way, I climbed up into the thing and said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to go ahead and beat him," because I was kind of like, "Well, I've done everything else. This game is, is getting a little drawn out."
If you go the regular way, you have to fight like 2 golden Lionels and like it's insane, dude.
Like shit. What was it saying about the Breath of the Wild? I think with Breath of the Wild happened to me was what I like to call the RPG lull. Where you just go around and you play it so much, and then you've done all the side quests and you've leveled up to got whatever you want, and then now the game kind of lost its luster because you're just OP and you got all the things, and there's really nothing to get anymore, except for beating the game.
But it's why? Dude, that happened to me with Final Fantasy X.
Yeah,
I raped that game, dude. I straight up got everything you could possibly get in the game. All the bonuses, everything, leveled everybody up all the way. Then I got to the last boss fight. And I literally just had to push... I didn't have to do anything. I just pushed X.
Yeah.
It was the most lackluster ending. It was like the weakest boss fight in the Final Fantasy universe.
Yeah, I don't feel it. I like, if I play anything too long and I get too into the mechanics, I lose interest.
Yeah, I feel that. That's one of my big things. But you were saying, John mentioned...
I just feel like
overall... How many Zelda games have we beat? You mentioned that, right? I'm trying to think here. I beat the first Legend of Zelda. I beat Link's Awakening, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild.
That all of them?
Almost beat Skyward Sword, but I think that might be it. I beat all of the 3D ones.
Except for Skyward Sword.
Except but I'm gonna fix that when it comes out.
Mm.
So one thing that rewind a little bit. One thing that is interesting to me, at least to my knowledge, and I may be wrong on this, there's no Zelda titles that are then released as, XY.
You cut out, bud.
You cut out.
Besides Breath of the Wild. It seems like Breath of the Wild is the only game. I'm saying Breath of the Wild is the only Zelda game that I know of that is having a sequel. All the rest of the games, they might be connected or something, but they don't redo the title. You know what I mean?
That's true. I don't even think. I think the closest thing would be the first Zelda and the second Zelda, but even the second Zelda had a subtitle.
Zelda 2 was technically the first sequel.
Yeah, but they had a subtext as well.
Not at all with Zelda.
Yeah,
it was a 2D like side-scrolling game.
Now, do you all remember these Zeldas, the Philips CDI Zeldas? You know,
we don't talk about that, Steve. Why would you bring that up? What's wrong with you?
The real goats.
Why would you mention that?
Wand of Gamelon, the real goat, the real best Zelda.
You remember this Zelda? You remember this Link? Well, excuse me, princess.
I remember that. I used to watch that show all the time when it came on, like back in the day, and I had a little he was
like, give me a kiss.
I
kiss you.
I had a little bit of an erection for Zelda because she was like, drawn kind of hot for that era, and I was like, bro, this is dope. Give him a kiss, Zelda. Quit being a douche. And then when you grow older, I felt
the same way about Guitar and Dark.
Yeah, but when you grow older, you're like, oh, Link is actually being really, really kind of creepy. He's really. But
we don't talk about the CD. We don't talk about this.
And that is what started his affinity for elves.
Elves don't age, so it's weird if you like them.
Doesn't everyone have an affinity to elves?
I mean,
so answer me this: what other game has a more accomplished catalog than The Legend of Zelda?
Mario.
I don't know, dog.
Oh, he's not only has more games. He not only has more games, but
the greatest franchise that it has.
Yeah, he's almost every single one of them is a banger.
Except for Mario's missing or something.
Yeah, that. I'd have to say the only people beating Zelda is Mario because they put so much into Mario, like that. He's done everything. He's done every sport. He's had every kind of game. He's had an RPG. He's been in a fighting game.
One of the best RPGs.
Yeah, I'd have to say Mario.
Well,
that's the only one.
say this, Mario. So let me say this, Mario, and I hear what y'all are saying, but Mario for me always have fun games. They're always fun to play. They're always cool. But Zelda has it moves the needle. It's beautiful. The story is just immaculate. I don't know.
It's art in a way. It's art.
Yeah, it really is. So let me say this. We're coming up on our time here, and I think this will be a fun little thing to debate, just because it's something we always do. Is who would win in a fight? Link,
oh boy,
Link or Mario? Who would win?
Mario. All day, bro.
Mario.
What's Link gonna do? Link gonna do?
This is what Mario's gonna do. He's gonna grab an incivility.
He's gonna jump over you.
Mario's gonna grab invincibility star, and he's gonna run at him, and then Link's gonna fall off the stage, and then probably into an internal abyss. I don't really know what's down there. But that's what's gonna happen to Link, because Link can't beat Cloud, but Mario could beat Cloud. No, Mario's.
I don't.
But according to Death Battle Sleep, Link has beaten Cloud.
Yeah, but Death Battle's full of shit.
That was the stupidest thing. I have respect for that. I still have respect for it, but that was one.
Like Death Battle actually is pretty good. They do have some good fights on there, but like that Cloud Link one was just ridiculous. They had a Sonic
Mario.
They had a Sonic Mario. Sonic versus Mario.
Yeah.
You know who won? Sonic.
Sonic would win. Sonic would win that.
Sonic would win.
But Link doesn't have any. He's not super fast. He's got what? An arrow, a sword, bombs, boomerang, hook shot. Easily jumped over. Mario is just gonna jump over all of it, and then all he has to do is like boop, 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 right on top of his head, and Link's gonna be like, "Oh, fuck, dude, this guy's jump is real."
Hey, so Wayne just said Link is so Zelda's simp. Whole line of series where a princess gets captured nonstop and Link shows up for her every time.
Yeah,
That's Mario, bro.
Well, Mario's the same.
It's very clear to me that Princess Peach is having an affair with Bowser, and Mario's the simp.
well, you know, I think there's a lot of things in that, like with the whole bestiality angle and everything. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I think they're both pretty bad at choosing women, and Link is gay.
Have you played any of the Mario games? Like when you beat them, the best he gets is like a cake.
Yeah, and like a kiss on the
like
cheek.
Maybe a kiss on the cheek or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and in Mario Galaxy, she just leaves both him and Bowser, and they're just sitting there looking at each other like, Odyssey.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, man.
Like, I'm an independent woman. I don't want any of you guys. And
Yeah.
Mario's like, I just traveled through countless worlds to rescue you.
See, this is the thing. Mario has an endless legion of drugs in his mushrooms, so he's always high. And Link is most definitely gay. He's gay.
Link is
I wouldn't say that.
not gay.
Yeah, Link's gay.
If anything, he's like
No,
asexual.
he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He has two different chicks chasing after him, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
he's not gay.
he's
not gay, but
he's not with any of them.
He's never showed like homosexual tendencies.
Oh, dude.
I think
Never.
if anything, he's like asexual.
All right, bro. First of all, you all have never seen the internet. They think he's gay.
The internet thinks a lot of shit.
Hey, first of all, what's wrong? Hey, first of all, what's wrong with Link being gay, huh? What's wrong with it?
There's nothing
No,
wrong.
it's not. I just don't think he's gay.
There's just no evidence to support it.
That's because he's a bottom. Like,
Dude, he was literally begging Zelda to kiss him.
when? Oh yeah, in the TV show, that is true.
How about a kiss, princess?
He has a
Wayne just says he has a fairy following him.
there's a legion of them
He
following.
doesn't want that. Nobody wanted that.
No, bruh. What you see is that Zelda is actually keeping Ganon away from Link because Link wants that Ganondorf penis. And Zelda's like, no.
Zelda's like wearing a strap on and fucking.
All right, stop. My mom's listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was too much. I mean, my bad. I went a little too far with that. I'm sorry, guys.
No, my mom's probably not.
That's what happens.
She's probably not listening now, but she does listen.
That's what happens.
Hey, Mom.
Welcome to the big leagues, Miss. I'm sorry. Mrs. S. Sorry.
Anyway, Link would beat.
Let's get off that subject.
Link would beat the shit out of Mario. I don't care what y'all say.
All right, well, you know.
He's better. He's a better character in Smash. I'll say that.
What, Link? Yeah, he's a better character. Although Mario, he's got that all-around skill, bro. Mario's a well-rounded character, and they're some of the best.
If he gets some of that, so long, me Bowser, throws him off the stage.
Oh yeah, Mario literally grabbed Bowser, a being like 12 times bigger than him, and just swung and threw him.
As long as you want, you can spin around forever.
Yeah, he just swung it through. I don't know, man. I don't know if Link's got it, but anyways.
Mario with power-ups would beat Link. Without power-ups, would beat him.
Hey, all he has to do is hit him with an ancient arrow.
I mean, maybe
if Mario has no power-ups, one hit, he's dead.
Who remembers the Mario movie from back in the day with John Leguizamo?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Mario.
What's his name?
His name's Mario.
Yeah, John Leguizamo and
the Mario movie with Vincent Archuleta.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Josh Hopkins.
Guys, Stop talking over each other, man. All right, go ahead. Go. One at a time. Hello?
Go ahead.
You can talk, John. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just talking. I was saying the same thing. You were in control of the conversation. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It was John Leguizamo and Tom Hopkins. I can't remember the actor's name who played. The same guy from
Speed.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, who played Mario.
Yeah, the villain on Speed played Bowser, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Dennis
Hopper. Dennis Hopper.
Dude, everybody talks crap about that movie. I love that.
I watched it.
It is so bad, it's good.
I watched it 100 times, but it's a horrible movie. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. I watched the movie 100 times, but it was bad.
I feel the same way about the Mortal Kombat movie. Matt, do you remember that? Like, you remember we were on vacation or some shit.
Yeah.
And we begged and begged and begged to go see that Mortal Kombat movie.
We were in Florida or something.
It gets so much flack, but when it first came out, I thought it was dope.
Yeah,
dude, that movie dope. As a 7-year, I don't know how, like 8-year-old or whatever that movie came out.
It just doesn't hold up with time. Like if you watch it now, it's horrible. It's horrible if you watch it now. It was good when it came out then, though.
Hey, then Mortal Kombat 2 came out, Armageddon or whatever, and that was like one of the worst.
That was garbage. Hey, but how about that new Mortal Kombat trailer though?
I'm super excited for it.
I like it. I like it. I like that it's hit more in the spirit of Mortal Kombat. I thought it was a little cheesy, like at certain points. Like when I was listening to it, I had to listen to it again. I forgot what point it was, but I was like, that was a little cheesy. But when Scorpion and Sub-Zero were Scorpion and Sub-Zero were saying their phrases. When they were saying their phrases to each other, that was a little cheesy. But other than that, it was dope.
Come here.
Yeah, it was dope. Other than that,
I know.
I thought
it's kind of weird.
I honestly think the casting's a little off. I don't like the casting of it all, and there's characters missing, at least from the trailer. But I do like that it's more modern.
Yeah, I like it.
A completely new character. He's like the main character. Cole, I think his name.
Yeah,
Cole.
I have no idea.
Weird.
I have no idea where they're going with that.
I have a feeling he's the original Sub-Zero or some shit.
No.
If
anything, he's Sub-Zero's brother. That's the common thing.
Nah.
The original Sub-Zero was evil. Like he was like
Sabot, right?
He becomes he becomes Sabot after he dies.
Yeah.
But then his brother, who's like way more, like he's actually a good guy, becomes Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero went from like a villain to a hero.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Jax is basically Steve Harvey. But the trailer made it cool. Like Sub-Zero just ripped his arms off. Like it's at least it's gory and it's holding true to like the original games. You know? Yeah. Because the first Mortal Kombat movie had no gore at all.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough. But this one has plenty of gore, so I'm excited to see it. But I still have to wait till it comes out, man, because you never know with video game movies. They may look good coming up, and then they come out, and it's like, oh my god, why?
I know they're supposed to be making they've been in the talks for a while. A Super Mario Brothers like CGI, like a Pixar type movie.
See, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
If they're gonna make a Mario Bros. Movie, do it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Legend of Zelda movie or show, do it that way.
Well, I saw a poster, like a picture that looks like it's supposed to be a poster for a Zelda movie or a Zelda show coming out on something. And the casting was horrible. It looked so suspect.
Oh, it got canceled. It got straight up canceled. Like I know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, it got canceled. Like it wasn't going anywhere. They had a lot of creative issues, so they just went ahead and canceled it. Like sometimes it's like that. Like they'll get something and the casting is just awful. Like the casting for Borderlands, where they keep on telling you new people are in it. And it's like I don't want that.
Oh yeah, Jack Black is Claptrap.
That's actually good.
No, I love Jack Black. He does not seem. They shouldn't have. Who should play Claptrap? The guy who did the voice for Claptrap.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have had Jack Black doing it.
Well,
you're not going to see Jack Black. It's going to be his voice.
Jack Black and Kevin Hart are both in the Borderlands movie. I guess it's going to be a comedy.
Oh well,
So it's gonna be Jumanji, but Borderlands or something like that. Yeah.
I guess it. I mean, Borderlands kind of is a comedy, but it's just supposed to be some serious elements. But they look like they're going for full comedy.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer yet or anything.
I think this one.
I think
What?
But
you cut.
anyway, back to Nintendo, guys.
You're cutting out a little.
Yeah, I know. Y'all are cutting out on me too. But we're right about at our time, fellas. So let's circle back to Nintendo here. Let's finish it out from the Nintendo level.
Hey, I want to bring something up at this point. What about Metroid? You know, it's the 35th anniversary of Metroid.
It's really shady.
What's going on, dude? They don't talk about I don't understand it, man. Nintendo is weird.
They're literally just leaving money out there.
Yeah, like the thing is they've been talking it's in development and that they're gonna do it, but they never talk about it on any directs or any event, and no information, no leaks, no nothing. It's just like it's not there, and I don't really know why, because Metroid is one of their main titles, but apparently they're just like, screw it, we're gonna work on like Mario and Zelda for the rest of our lives.
You know, and for that matter, what about F-Zero? Where's the next F-Zero game? I don't know about you guys. Have you played any of the F-Zero games? What the hell's going on? They have all of these franchises that they could. I mean, I hope they're working on it.
Yeah.
Star Fox, like all of these great franchises, but like I don't understand it, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, so let's finish it off with this, guys. What is your top 3 Nintendo gaming systems?
Oh, the system.
Yeah. Switch, Wii, Super. No, what?
I have to think about this actually. I would say Switch, GameCube, Super Nintendo.
What about you, John?
Add Nintendo 64 in that at all?
That's it.
Huh.
You could.
I had to be honest, man. You know, my favorite they had the better game.
Mm-hmm.
I will probably go
64 honestly.
64 Switch and NES is probably what I have to go with.
The original NES?
I like that. The I will say like the Wii had a lot of shot and misses.
Mm-hmm.
That bowling game
like
is
a really revolutionary system, and like Wii Sports alone deserves some credit for the Wii. But I was never a fan of GameCube, and the Wii U was garbage.
Oh, I love it.
And
like the Wii U?
The Wii U had some good games. It just basically Nintendo gave up on it, and then
honestly,
like
when I beat Breath of the Wild, it was on Wii U. I haven't beaten the Switch version.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they had it on the Wii U for a little bit.
I got Breath of the Wild for Wii U, and I beat the shit out of it. And then James is like, "Oh, we got the Switch. We got Breath of the Wild. Oh, you don't get to keep any of your saved data. Start over."
I didn't even know that it was available on the Wii U.
Oh, yeah, they did it for a little bit.
It's the same thing with Twilight Princess. It was available on the GameCube, but also on the Wii. Well, I never played the Wii version. I played.
It was like
GameCube.
one of those
superior.
It's one of those games in the in between generations. You know, where it's like it's almost the other generation, but it's still this generation. So they let you get it on both. That's what happened. But the good thing about Nintendo is that their specs are so low, they could just put any game on any system.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this. This is the reasoning behind mine is that the NES, without the NES, gaming wouldn't be what it is today.
Oh, 100%.
No doubt. You know, the NES. I mean, the I can't tell you, Matt, how many times in Portland we were sitting there with the cousins playing that NES game.
How many NESs did we have at Granny's house? We had more than one. We had like fucking 4 or 5 of them. Like,
we had a lot.
From all the different cousins.
Man, I remember having the track and field, Matt. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, yeah.
There were so many cool games. So the NES was just revolutionary, was fundamental.
Double Dare
in gaming as it is today. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Dunk Hunt. I mean,
Yeah, I love Duck Hunt.
Dude, Punch Out's one of the best NES games of all time.
So then, for me, and this is just my opinion, the Nintendo 64 is like Nintendo's golden era for me. Like that is really at least for people my age, the Nintendo 64 is where it all began. Or where it really started getting serious.
Yeah.
And then the Switch, for me, is awesome, bro. It's revolutionary. It's what the Wii U and everything else tried to do, where it is a system, but it's also a handheld. And I just think it's freaking amazing. I can't tell you I've been sitting when I was playing Breath of the Wild. Shout out to my wife Tamara for getting it for me. I was sitting there playing it on the TV. Sitting there playing it. She's like, "All right, listen, we got to take the kids outside." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, let's take the kids outside." So then I switch it off the TV and just pick up the handheld and don't even miss nothing and walk right outside and I'm playing it on the porch on the handheld. It didn't even have to hardly pause it. It's freaking amazing. The Switch is just awesome. I love how Nintendo's not afraid to take chances to swing and miss them.
Dude, this is what I'm talking about. And I agree with you. I'm so glad you said it.
The Wii was definitely successful, but even it was taking a hell of a risk. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And I just love that Nintendo's not afraid to take risks, whether it be high reward or high fail.
Now, sometimes I think they take pointless risks, like changing something that has no reason to be changed. Like when
that's what they did with Wii U.
That's what they did with Star Fox when it came out. Remember the new Star Fox when it came out, and then they purposely forced you to use this weird controller scheme that no one liked and just ruined the game. They forced you to do it. They could have left it an option, but they didn't. And that's the one thing I have to say about Nintendo. Nintendo, there's if it's not broke, don't fix it. But Nintendo's like, if it's not broke, we're still gonna throw it out and get a new one. Screw that. That's Nintendo's kind of philosophy. Sometimes it works for them.
We're going to make it drastically different from the last one.
Yeah.
I want to say something, man. And dude, us hanging out, and I said it jokingly, like, Nintendo's winning the console wars this time, and you're like, oh yeah, but I've really thought about it, like I was joking, but I didn't really think about it. But I'm sorry, man. Like, whoa. Okay, of course, PS5, Xbox Series X, they're the best graphics any console can give you. They have the best, the best specs, the best operating power. But what are you looking like when you're? I want to play a video game. What's the reason you're playing a video game? Is it for awesome graphics and specs, or is it to have a good time? And Nintendo delivers on that every time. And I'm joking before, and I'll say this. I'm sorry, dude. I think the Switch is it's the best console out of the last generation, and this one. I'm talking about fun factor. Like it.
Well,
how good.
I'll say one thing about Nintendo. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Sleep.
I'll say one thing about Nintendo is that they'll always make their money, except for the Wii U, they always make their money back. Like, they never really lose out because they don't have high specs, so they don't have to spend a ton of money like the other systems. And at the same time, they always get the game. You're always getting Mario, Zelda, and some other first party platform, title and stuff like that. So Nintendo, they always make theirs. They never really lose out. They always make theirs.
Yeah,
I will say I'll agree with Matt 100% that they have the recipe for fun.
Mm-hmm.
They monopolize fun. Like it doesn't matter what you're really playing; it's fun.
Yeah, and they have good polish. Like they have what's called the Nintendo polish, and they call it that because they understand how to polish and make their games be everything that they want to show you in their game. At least when they're trying.
it may be a personal opinion of mine, but like I've seen the direction that AAA game studios, Sony, Microsoft, these different companies who are like the top of the line consoles, and it hurts me. Like, it hurts me to see how much like they're sacrificing good old fashioned having fun gameplay for running like top of the line graphics and
DLC and DLC.
No soul. There's no soul. It's like, oh, it looks great. There's no soul. They're rarely. Certain games they have,
I agree.
Nintendo has less games, but every single game that they put out has more soul than all of the other games on any of the consoles.
I agree with you. I think a lot of these AAA games just lack soul. They lack the fun meat in a game that's like, man, I want to play this forever. And Nintendo, they capsulize that. They know what that is, and they know how to put it all over their game, especially when they're trying their hardest.
It's that great Japanese craftsmanship. Forging Masamu every time, and they're like forging a Masamu every time they make a game. Oh, hey, we told you we're making the game now. You better be ready to wait 8 years, but it's gonna be worth it. Guess what? No bugs.
All right.
What was little buddy's name in the Nintendo Direct that was doing the talking in between the trailers that kept coming up and snapping his fingers at the end? What was his name?
I don't know. It's was he a Japanese dude? Or was it like
he was the main one talking?
I don't know.
Is it Reggie?
No, Reggie quit.
Oh, no,
Reggie.
No,
it was so corny and funny. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
So guys, so to finish out the podcast, man, Nintendo is awesome, and I don't think that 2Def would exist. I don't think that gaming would be what it is today without the Nintendo company. And so, I'm glad that we were able to dedicate a episode to Nintendo. It really kind of came about because of all of the anniversaries or whatever. But I really think this is a cool some future podcasts. I wouldn't mind having the Xbox episode and the PlayStation episode, and kind of diving deep into some of these other systems.
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever there's a specialized thing or we have an anniversary, we should definitely do that. But with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody who came out today and all the comments in the comment section. Please check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and all the other social media outlets. Twitch. And all the social media outlets out there. So please come with us. Please hang with us. We like hanging with you guys. And we will see you later.
2Def.